We continue our coverage on the DOJ's decision to seek the death penalty against the Tops mass shooter.
Under the Biden administration, this is the first time AG Merrick Garland has authorized the pursuit of the death penalty in a new case. Joining us now to talk more about this historic development, legal analyst Chris Panozzo. Chris, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You know, let's start with your overall reaction. I think this came as a surprise from a lot of people, both within this community and people across the country as well, inside the legal community, outside. What are your thoughts when you heard it?
I agree. I was surprised. I had a little thought yesterday that this might happen, just the way that the release was worded. But no, I was surprised that this happened today and that they decided to do this in this situation. Go ahead.
So looking ahead now, what's next? What will this look like?
So now we're going to go into the pretrial process, the motions process, and then eventually a trial. This is a process now that's going to take a matter of years. Jury selection is probably going to take months. The trial itself will probably take several months, just given the vast amount of the evidence that has to come out at trial.
Given the fact that this happened here, everything is going on downtown in the Western New York District, does that mean this death penalty phase will be here?
Yes.
It does,
no, I
right?
mean, it's here.
They can call for a change of venue, but the likelihood of that being decided is very, very slim, right?
I agree. I think that's unlikely. One
of the things that Garnell Whitfield just talked about was the fact that this could give families the opportunity to now see this evidence more quickly than perhaps they would have if it was a civil procurement in this case. Is that true? And if so, how does that work with releasing the evidence in this case?
So a lot of times, especially in federal court cases, they're very hesitant to release certain information. Obviously, there was that court fight a couple months ago where that was denied, given to the family. So at least in this situation, during the course of the trial, probably during some pretrial proceedings, there is going to be some evidence that's going to come out that the families on the civil end could have access to at that point.
Chris, before you mentioned jury selection, with a case like this, how is that going to work? Where are they going to pull from, especially, when so many details about this are known, and people knowing the community?
Sure. So they're going to pull from the Western District of New York, and I think the important thing is, unlike in a lot of other situations, the jury will decide whether or not the death penalty is imposed. One of the things that the jurors have to do in order to be selected as jurors is say that they accept the death penalty as a possible solution. Not necessarily that they'll agree that it'll be imposed, but they have to agree that they'll consider it, and that does change the jury pool quite a bit.
We know that, of course, there are, sadly, mass shootings in this country all the time, and this being the first time that AG Merrick Garland has made the decision to pursue the death penalty for a new case. Was there anything included in the court papers? Because it was a relatively lengthy explanation detailing specifically what were the metrics. Was there anything in there that stood out to you that was very particular about why the AG made this decision?
I think it was the heinousness of the crime. I think it was the fact that it was a racially motivated killing. What struck me the most were they call the non-statutory aggravating factors, which were at the end. Those are the things where they really laid out, I think, what they really looked at in making this decision.
What were some of those statutory considerations?
Well, there's statutory considerations and there's non-statutory considerations. Also, what they call threshold considerations, even to put that. The racially motivated killing part of it, the fact that he planned it. I think the last one talked about the fact that he drove and selected this Tops for the specific reason of targeting African Americans and a higher percentage of African Americans.
All right, well, unfortunately, our time is short. Chris, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your insight with us.
Thank you.